لك يرجعون هلا، لك يرجعون هلا. حد بيتنا هي هون. لك هاي وحدة هلا نزلت، وهاي وحدة بعيدة هاي، وهاي بعيدة شوي. هودي بظن زيتها غازية، بس هاي هون عنقون يعني بظن.
The war has begun in Lebanon 55 years ago. It never stopped. Different kind of wars on this land. And this land has been totally cut in pieces. People were living in a country which was not anymore a sovereign country. It was a country controlled by different fractions. The borders were completely open borders.
Era una guerra che nessuno l'aspettava, anche se la guerra è iniziata un anno prima, ma sempre sono dei bombardamenti che erano sulle frontiere.
أكيد هذه الحرب كانت كتير قاسية علينا، خاصة من بعد 23 أيلول، وفي كتير ناس نزحت على بيروت أغلبية الناس، وفي ناس بقيت هون. اللي نزحوا أغلبيتهم كانوا من رعيتي أنا كمان.
Sono padre Tony Elias, vice parroco a Ermesh. Ermesh è praticamente l'ultimo villaggio nel confine con Israele. I missili scoppiavano sopra di noi, i proiettili che cascavano sulle case, sulle macchine, vetri spaccati. 2 o 3 villaggi sicuramente vicino a noi sono stati cristiani e distrutti, tipo Al-Mashab, tipo Al-Kausah, tipo Yarun. La nostra vocazione basta essere cristiani in una terra purtroppo martirizzata da centinaia di anni e speriamo che questo seme, diciamo, di questa terra martirizzata germogli.
Io sono parroco di 2 villaggi che sono Safad al-Battir, Barashit. Abbiamo una trentina di case cristiane con una maggioranza di musulmani. Tutta la zona fra la piazza del villaggio fino alla chiesa, quasi tutta è distrutta, più di 90%. Quando si trova qualcuno vicino nella casa, pensano che questo è di Hezbollah, per questo l'attaccano. Il nostro lavoro, come diciamo nella parrocchia, è di far sentire la gente che non devono andare a altro posto per essere cristiani.
What is the situation of the Christians south del Litani River?
The Christians, they went back to their villages. Like I told you now, they were able to preserve their presence in the village, which protected them from being infiltrated by the Hezbollah fighters.
They sound at the MK, a drone plane, yes. Take pictures, videos everywhere, every time, in the evening, in the morning.
لك يا جون هلا، لك يا جون هلا. حد بيتنا هي هون. لك.
From the first day, the bombs were very near. We were at work and at school. Then we came in the afternoon to see the house. Everything was moved from its place. Even the big table, 2,000 kilos weight, moved about 1 meter, and all the beds. We were here on the balcony, and the Israeli planes take missiles here and here. It was very scary, especially for the kids. So at 9:30, we left the house. We left to Beirut. For 1 week, we stayed at Hadat, at my mother's house. But of course, Hadat was very near to the bombing area. So we moved to the mountain. We have a commitment with church. We provided ourselves to be in the help of the church everywhere in the world. The bishop here wanted Christian families. So we accept to be here in Maghdouchi. And if God wants me to born in Spain or in another country, he could do this. Because every Christians have a message, a love message. I consider that this war was like a cross for me, for my family. I can very easy leave this cross and go away. But there I will find another cross. So for me as a Christian, taking the cross between my hands and staying in Lebanon, it's Christianity. And what is Christianity? Like Jesus said, is when we love our enemies. I think the better is to get back to the origins of Christianity. That's what the church should do, to go back to the origin of the Christianity, like Jesus was living. Always we try to pass our faith to our children. We have 5 children, and every Sunday we do the prayer together. And this time, the family get united. All the kids can talk about their problems and with school, with their friends. Our problems with them too, we can talk about this with this prayer. In this prayer, we can transmit our faith to the children. Not only on paper we are Christian, or if we go 1 day per week to the church, we are Christian. It's not a tradition, it's a way of living. We are not persecuted.
نحن بدير مرمرون عناية. هالدير تعمر سنة 1828. بالسنة ذاتها خلق مارشال بالبقع كفر. القديس شربل انشهر انه شفيع عند الرب يسوع. هو بيعرف عن حاله انا راكع على طول قدام الرب، عم بشفع بكل الموجوعين بهالدنيا وجاي اشفع فيك. بيحل مشاكل الناس، بيشفي لهم مرضاهم، بيترحم على موتاهم، قريب من الناس كتير. لذلك الناس كلها سوا راكدة عليه، إن كان هون بلبنان أو برات لبنان. يعني قديس عالمي اللي عنده حدود جغرافية.
The nature of Lebanon, geographical nature, the mountains. Usually a lot of communities did seek refuge in Lebanon. And this is why it's interreligious country where you find a lot of communities from different religions.
We should avoid to talk about minority. We should avoid to talk about protection. No need for that. No need for that. We are Christians since 2000 years, so no need to be protected.
When all the Westerners I've met, they look to the east, there are minorities. Okay, there are minorities, and so what? And so what? As long as they live, as long as their freedom as individuals are protected, where is the problem?
When you talk about a Christian, a Lebanese Christian, you are talking about both a socio-political person and a religious person. But now we need not to separate, to distinguish. Now we need to distinguish. Because of the Ottoman Empire, we are created as communities, socio-political communities that we call the confusionalism.
So the Lebanese system, they say it is sectarian. Yeah, it is sectarian. The Sultan, he granted the non-Muslim religious communities, he granted them in the legal Ottoman system. So each community becomes a nation. At the end of the Great War in 1918, after the fall of the Ottoman Empire, the Levant here was put under mandate of the British and the French. The French took Lebanon, Syria, etc. The French, although it was the République laïque, the Third Republic, they did not abrogate the Ottoman laws.
So this has created a special place called Lebanon. And this special place translated into a special political system, which is based on to include all communities and make a power sharing between all communities. There is a good aspect of it and there is a bad aspect for it. The bad aspect is that at a certain time, this distribution of power and wealth to the communities will create corruption, will create bad use of the money, and this is what happened from 1990 till today, the bankruptcy of the country in 2019.
Marriage, inheritance, adoptions, etc., etc. In Lebanon, all these matters are the privilege of communities. There is no civil marriage in the country. How to get rid of that? Because we have to go out of this trap. We cannot go out of this trap unless we revise the personal laws.
In Lebanon today, maybe the population is around 4 million or something like this. The Syrian refugees that came up to be 2 million.
Let's say that we are around 35% versus 65% for Muslims, Sunni, Druze, Shia, and Alawite.
The Christian started the democratic transition 30 or 40 years ago.
What about the lands? Because in 2011, I start to run a plan to forbidden the sale of the land. I think it's are the churches that made this plan, is running this plan. It's a good idea.
No, because this is not, it's against the law, in fact, to do this, you know. So it's not working quite well, this thing. This is why now we have made at the level of the Christian Council for Coordination a special bureau, a special company, which will create a fund. This fund will serve to buy the land from the Christians who are eager to sell their land, especially in areas which are very difficult and very sensitive areas where Christians are.
In 1800, Beirut was a small village, 5,000 people or maybe more. In 1900, it had already 200,000 inhabitants. Because the Ottomans, in order to face the Western powers, they decided to have some kind of another capital city.
We live in Hadat, in Beirut, near to Dahiya, where they killed Hassan Nasrallah, and near to all the main points of Hezbollah. But during the war, we found out that it's a dangerous place, but after all, it's our home. It's our home and it's our country.
هذا الضرب هو حوالي 200 300 متر 400 متر. كنا فعلا كل ضربة تقريبا كل ضربة كل قصف كل الوقت عم نسمع القصف، عم نسمع صوت الصاروخ وهو نازل قبل ما يلبج بالبناية. وفعلا كنا دايما عايشين بقلق، اكيد في خوف.
I'm Roni Habshe, Roni Aqal Habshe. I'm married, I'm 38 years old, and I have 3 kids here and 1 in the heavens. Rafael, 7 years, Mateo, 5 years, and Ciela, 1.5 years. I'm a consultant, a mechanical consultant. I work with engineers. We could see everything and we could hear everything. After a couple days of the war, it was unbearable. We decided to move because the kids were terrified and we could not stay any longer. So we packed in the night and we left to our friends in a monastery. How do you read your history? How do you read your everything you are living? You can read it as is and say, okay, 1 + 1 = 2, I have to move now. This is not a safe country. Or you can say, okay, what God wants from me? He wants me to be here? Okay, I will be here. And I will try to do the will of God. I don't believe that in Lebanon, people have this option to choose whether they be Christian or anything else. I believe, and I'm sure that 99% of people raised in their families, and they accept all these words they hear from their parents, from their environment. And same for me. Actually, the Christian, you can find in the paper his identity, his card. It's a Christian, written Christian. But this Christian, that he is not a true Christian, is focused on ideas he has heard, and these ideas are mainly political, and he is always defending his presence. Syrians are our enemies. Shia are not, they don't believe in Jesus. Okay, so what? So what? What's the big deal? Are we as a Christian have this role, this mission to convert all the people? No, no, we don't have this. Let me tell you what is our mission. How come you can be Christian without having this in your soul, which is to love the other different, the one that does not resemble to you? Around in 2010, around 15 years ago, I discovered that I feel that Christian is peace. Christian is something you could not find anywhere else. The true Christians have something special in their hearts, and the way they live. True Christian is a person who is free. The presence of the Christianity in the Middle East, not because they were strong, they have weapons, because they were truly living as Christians, because they were like showing the others that you don't defend yourself, and the others will see, oh, these people are different from us. They don't have to show their power. They are a people that live on the life based on not on the concept of death, concept of life, which is to love the other. Yeah.
Ever since the start of the Gaza war, we haven't stopped hearing sonic booms, we haven't stopped hearing warplanes all over our heads. On September 22, we saw that the bombing in the south has become hysterical. Everywhere was getting bombed. Even the places that weren't warned were getting bombed, and people started to flee. They were all coming to Beirut or escaping the south. So we saw pictures of millions of people leaving their homes and coming with nothing to public schools, to public spaces, even to the corniche where people walk on the streets. The night where this happened, we posted online that the community kitchen will open its doors, the station will open its doors, and we are cooking and distributing to everyone we see. So we directly tripled our operations, and we started cooking 4,000 meals a day and distributing to everyone we know. The situation of the country and the COVID and the inflation and the economic crisis made us really develop this place. Nation Station started the second day after the August 4th explosion on 2020. And the car wash that you see behind me turned into a community kitchen slowly. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we distribute around 350 meals to the community. We also host every Tuesday and Friday farmers market to really provide food security to the farmers and to the neighborhood. For the people who were affected by the war, we're sending them packages of fresh food. We don't ask people what their religion is, and we don't specify because we live in a country that is very sectarian and very racist towards what religion you are. I have my own beliefs, and I believe being Christian is for me. I am very, very Christian, but this is something very personal. Like in this country, you have to fight to be Christian. It's true, but I mean, this is the key problem of our country. They want you to think that because you're Christian or because you're Muslim, this is what the very extremist Christian parties want you to believe, that you are being attacked, you are being victimized.
Do you think you have a defensive identity as Christian?
We have this temptation because of the word, because of the persecution. We are not the persecuted community. All the minorities are persecuted. So I don't like to talk about persecution. But we had this experience. Historically, we know that we had it. So we have some, like a fear deep inside. And this fear can create in you this defending position. If we believe in Jesus Christ and we are really Christian, our Christian faith will help us to go over our fear and to build something positive.
You are speaking about the coexistence between Christian and Muslim people, but some people say that the Christians need to fight against other community to maintain the Christian community. What do you think about that?
Completely ridiculous and wrong. The only way to survive is to keep your values, not to walk on your values for personal interest, for corruption.
Because when you think you're the only one in the world, you're not open. And Christianity is all about being open to other people and being supportive to other people. And when Christianity or any other religion becomes very closed, it's extremism. And you can then say that I will wage a war in the name of Christianity, or I will do violence in the name of Christianity. So this is what we're trying to break. They want people to feel divided. They want people, but again, like we were more than 50 people inside the community kitchen from different nationalities, different religions, different even ways of thinking, and no one was asking. Everyone was cooking and everyone was distributing. I believe that Christianity is all about being together, being a few, like supporting, doing good.
You're hungry, let us help you. You're sick, let us help you. You don't believe that you can survive without killing each other?
You can find numerically or demographically a higher Christian community within the other countries, the Arab countries or in the Middle East countries. But the only country where you find that Christians do participate to the political life and are decision makers in the political life, it's in Lebanon. When you are a part of the political decision making, it means you are controlling in somehow your destiny. When you quit being a part of the political decision making, it means you're giving your existence to other people to decide for you. So in this meaning, the relation in Lebanon between being Christian and being politician is existential.
Like in every society, there is Christians who are believers, and there are Christians who use their identity of Christianity to do politics.
Those political forces, they perceive themselves as representatives, exclusive representatives of a religious community. They don't make any difference between the political party and its leader and the belonging to a religious community. That was not the case before the Civil War, 1975.
When I grew up, I never knew if my friend was Christian or Muslim. I never asked, it never came to my mind, because it was another Lebanon. Because politics has killed everything.
The politician, the Christian politician.
Mainly the problem, because like the Muslim politician is the same. They don't care about the people.
They are not fulfilling the hopes of the people on the ground.
gens se retirent et se trouvent dans une vallée ici à la Beka, pour se protéger des guerres successives qui ont été formées dans cette région. Et la ville de Zahle contient 200 000 chrétiens. Partout en Orient, c'est la seule qui est seulement, il y a les chrétiens sont venus de partout dans l'Orient à travers l'histoire. On est ici sur une plaine de Zahle, on a un centre Christ rédempteur que j'ai bâti personnellement pour le dialogue islamo-chrétien et les rencontres des jeunes pour les enseigner à vivre ensemble avec le dialogue avec les autres confessions. Les idées étrangères qui viennent de grands politiciens ou bien des grandes puissances qui veulent la guerre entre ces gens-là, ils créent quelques personnes qui font la guerre ou bien qui tuent de part et d'autre des musulmans et des chrétiens. À Zahle, comme c'est une ville purement chrétienne, mais en même temps, on a pu accueillir des musulmans comme refuge chez nous et c'était adorable puisque les gens ont beaucoup aimé, ils ont vécu ensemble avec les imams aussi, qui ne veulent pas la guerre, mais ce sont des chiites qui se sont venus comme refuge ici vivre avec nous. 2 mois de guerre très, très dure. Ils ont perdu beaucoup de leurs propriétés, de leurs maisons, de leurs proches. On les a accueillis, mais c'était très dur, la guerre, puisque les aviations israéliennes étaient toujours en dessous de notre tête. Et ils ont bombardé plusieurs bâtiments tout à côté de chez nous. Et on a vécu sous le bombardement avec les gens. Pour vraiment témoigner de notre vie ensemble, puisque c'est le temps que le monde vit la paix. Vraiment, on cherche toujours une paix qui dure, une vraie paix qui peut rester longtemps. Et le Seigneur lui-même est venu chez nous à Tyr et Sidon au Liban. Donc on tient à ce que rester comme des témoins dans ce pays. Et en même temps, c'est un témoignage de vie ensemble. Les chrétiens, musulmans et d'autres confessions, soit juifs, soit tout le monde, peuvent vivre ensemble.
Vraiment, il y a une grande différence entre la région de Deir el-Ahmar, qui est purement chrétien. Il y a 15 villages chrétiens ici, dans le tourage de Deir el-Ahmar. C'est tout à fait autre que le village mixte qui se trouve dans la plaine de Beka. Il y a des gens qui sont agressifs ou ils ont ces sentiments d'ennemis ou autres. Notre région, c'est la frontière de l'Europe. Nous sommes sur la frontière avec tous les Orients, l'Orient musulman, l'Orient parfois fanatiste. Il y a des gens qui n'aiment pas notre existence, notre foi, notre dogme, que nous croyons à la Trinité. Vraiment, la guerre, elle était surprise pour nous de cette manière. Elle est très, très féroce, elle était très agressive, surtout avec le Paese. Quand ils ont commencé à exploser le Paese en les éléments de Hezbollah, moi, j'ai vu que cette guerre, elle va dépasser toute morale, toute limite. Moi, j'ai pensé tout de suite. Et je crois que c'est l'Esprit Saint qui a parlé sur mon langue, dans mon esprit. Voilà, c'est le moment de dire nous sommes chrétiens. C'est pourquoi on a pu répondre tout de suite sur la question de déplacer quand ils sont venus ici.
اللي اجوا لعندكم لهون كانوا شيعة؟
كله شيعة.
هل ترى خفتي لأنهم شيعة ولا؟
لا ما خفت لا.
مين اجا لعندك على البيت وكيف اجوا من النازحين؟
في مثلا شاب بيعرف ابني جاب خيو جاب اهله، بيعرف ابني الثاني جاب خيو جاب امهم بيهم مرت خيو، هيك في عالم ما بنعرفها اجت. كنا ب80 نطبخ انا مثلا النوم بنقسمه على البيوت لانه هن ما بخافوا، هن اللبنانيين مثلنا ما بنخاف منهم. هن قاصدين مراكز حزب، قاصدين شباب حزب، هن بعرفهم اجوا اول يوم فلوا اخر يوم هم بالحزب.
برأيك بعد هالخبرة ممكن العيش سوا تعايش بعمق أكثر بعد؟
ايه اكيد، لانه تعرفنا على بعضنا، هن كانوا يخافوا منا نحن نخاف منهم. على العشرة يعني هلنا مثلهم.
شو الدافع لحتى عملتي هالجست هيدا هالمعروف هيدا اذا فينا نقول وقبلتي تستقبلي كل هالعالم؟
نحن ديننا مسيحنا ومطراننا خوارينا هيك عودونا.
شو بيعني لك بالنسبة لإلك انك تكوني مسيحية؟
كثير.
شو يعني؟
شو بيعني لكم مسيحية؟ أعظم شيء بحياتي كله إني مسيحية.
It was terrible and it created a lot of fear for all the Lebanese people, but mainly for the Shiite community. And the surprise was for them that one more time they were welcomed by the Christian communities in what we call here the Christian area.
But why do you think the Christian people help to the Shia people in this crisis?
Before the war, the last one, we were talking about that and telling each other that we will never welcome them again because they were talking with us like enemies, for not all of them. So, but we were surprised by ourselves to be one more time like we should do and be Christians. We are constituted like this, to forgive, to love, to help.
Lebanon is a message to the world. It's a laboratory how to live together. It's the only country in this world where Christianity and Islam can really make a model of what is fraternity. Fraternity in the work.
Je suis le directeur pédagogique à l'École nationale maronite à Baalbek. Notre école compte à peu près 500 élèves. Il y a une majorité musulmane dans cette école. Les chrétiens sont une minorité qui ne dépasse pas les 15 à 20%. Baalbek était une ville de rencontre pour les chrétiens, pour les musulmans, pour tout le monde. Avec le temps et avec les événements, la guerre et tout ça, les chrétiens ont quitté cette ville pour voir leur futur, leur avenir ailleurs. Moi, je dis que cette petite minorité, c'est le reste avec le R majuscule, c'est le reste qui demeure là pour témoigner. Quand je suis venu là, je n'ai pas remarqué que, comme la télévision montre parfois, que là où il y a une majorité musulmane, par exemple, il y a le terrorisme, entre guillemets, pardon pour le terme, ou la rancune, la haine. Ça ne se trouve pas entre les gens. Ça, je crois, se trouve surtout entre les politiciens, les hommes de la politique. Pendant la guerre de septembre 2024, notre école a baissé les mains. Elle a fermé les portes comme toutes les institutions et les écoles de Baalbek. Et nous, à l'École nationale maronite, les plus proches lieux d'attaque, c'est quelques mètres de l'est et quelques mètres de l'ouest de l'école, c'est-à-dire toutes les fenêtres sont cassées, les cadres des fenêtres, il y a les toits, il y avait beaucoup de destruction dans la cour, et voilà. Alors, ce que nous avons fait, c'est se réfugier un peu dans l'enseignement de loin, en ligne. Comme ça, les chrétiens ont la catéchèse, assistent et participent à la séance de catéchèse, et les musulmans, bien sûr, suivent le parcours de l'éducation musulmane avec leurs profs. J'écoute beaucoup de gens musulmans à Baalbek qui disent « Nous avons besoin de vous, vous les chrétiens, nous avons besoin de votre présence, nous voulons que vous restez ici dans cette terre. »
We have in Lebanon 1,611 villages in Lebanon. Very, very few villages are mixed between Sunni and Shia. Very, very, very few, 3 times, villages who are mixed between Druze and Sunni, Druze and Shia. It's only the Christians who live with the 4 Muslim denominations, including the Alawites.
La palabra Líbano significa en arameo el corazón de Dios. Yo pienso que una fe se muestra en los momentos difíciles. Y si podemos recordar en los últimos 4 meses de aquella manera nuestra población ha recibido, las personas que han dejado sus casas para huir el terror y estaban recibidos en las casas de las personas con mucha hospitalidad, con mucho amor, con mucha caridad. Eso es la fe.
The Christians, they have always been witnesses of openness and modernity.
If we are Christians, it means that we believe in Jesus Christ. Believing in Jesus Christ is not a matter of minority or majority. It's not about empires. It's not about powerful. It's about salt. It's about light. Our own experience learned us that being salt is very powerful. Powerful in the spirit of the gospel. We are sent here and now. It means that the Holy Spirit is asking me to be creative today, to be Christian within those challenges, and to go towards my brothers from other religions and to tell them the good news, not to call them to become Christians, but to call them to be with us, building our country. Our Christian tradition, I am theologian, by definition, is creative. Otherwise, it's not a Christian tradition, because Jesus Christ is our tradition, because he is a person. And I think that if we want to stay and to grow up as churches here in the Middle East, we should stay creative. Otherwise, we will die.
I think we have this mission to be like this little candle, this little light among these people